What if I told you that for most of human history, people didn't rush to pharmacies, scroll WebMD, or wait 3 weeks for an appointment, and yet they still managed pain, wounds, infections, and chronic problems using what grew quietly around them? Not in labs, not in bottles with warning labels, but in gardens, forests, kitchens, and even cracks in the sidewalk. Today, we live in a world of convenience, fast fixes, instant solutions. But somewhere along the way, we stopped noticing the slow, steady knowledge that kept entire civilizations alive for thousands of years. Knowledge your grandparents' took for granted. Knowledge soldiers carried into battle. Knowledge healers protected. Passed down in whispers instead of textbooks. And here's the strange part. Modern research is now circling back, quietly confirming what ancient cultures already knew, not because it's trendy, but because it works. In this video, we're counting down 18 powerful plants people relied on long before modern medicine existed. Plants that were once considered essential, but are now mostly forgotten, ignored, or underestimated. Some of these were used on battlefields. Some were trusted in famine. Some were so effective they earned nicknames like the backyard Yarrow. And 2 of them, especially number 15 and number 18, completely change how you think about what medicine really is. By the end of this list, you may never look at your yard, your spice rack, or even your morning tea the same way again. So stick with me, because each plant gets more surprising, more powerful, and more meaningful as we go. And if you enjoy learning the kind of knowledge that doesn't expire, the kind that connects us back to something older and wiser, you might want to subscribe. Not for hype, just to keep this kind of information alive and shared. Now, let's begin with number 1. Plantain leaf, often called the sidewalk bandage. For centuries, this humble plant was one of the first things people reached for when something went wrong. Farmers, field workers, and grandparents knew it well. If a child fell and scraped a knee, if someone got stung, cut, or bitten, they didn't panic. They looked down, because plantain grows almost everywhere people walk. Long before first aid kits, this was the first aid. Traditional healers used it across Europe, North America, and parts of Asia. Soldiers were known to pack it into boots or bags, not because it looked impressive, but because it was reliable. When you needed something simple and fast, this was it. Modern research now shows that plantain leaves contain compounds that may help calm irritation and support the skin's natural repair process. Nothing magical, just chemistry doing what chemistry does. When a leaf is crushed, those compounds become more available, which is why people always use it fresh. The reason it works is simple. The leaf creates a soothing, protective layer while delivering plant compounds that may help reduce discomfort and keep the area clean. Cause effect, no mystery. Traditionally, people would gently crush or chew the leaf, then place it directly on the skin for short periods. Simple, practical, no special tools required. So why was it forgotten? Because it's too common, too ordinary. You can't package it, patent it, or sell it at a premium. And when medicine moved indoors, anything growing underfoot stopped being taken seriously. But think of plantain leaf like this. It's like having a quiet emergency button growing wherever people live. A reminder that sometimes the most useful things aren't rare. They're just overlooked. And what's interesting is that the next plant on our list wasn't overlooked at all. It was feared, respected, and in some cultures considered too powerful to use carelessly. Number 2, Yarrow, often called the battlefield stopper. Long before hospitals, Yarrow was trusted in places where hesitation could mean the difference between life and death. Ancient warriors carried it. Shepherds knew it. Healers guarded its knowledge carefully. If someone was injured far from help, Yarrow was one of the first plants people reached for. Its reputation was earned in brutal conditions. Open wounds, long marches, no sterile tools. That's why it became a staple among soldiers across Europe and Asia, and later among frontier settlers who had to rely on what the land provided. Modern research shows that Yarrow contains natural compounds that may help support clotting and calm inflammation. Again, nothing mystical, just a plant whose chemistry happens to align with the body's natural response to injury. Here's why it works. When applied fresh, Yarrow helps signal the body to tighten and protect the affected area. That tightening effect is why people associated it with stopping, problems before they got worse. Simple cause, clear effect. Traditionally, people crushed the leaves or flowers and applied them externally for short periods or brewed them into mild preparations depending on local customs. It wasn't about precision dosing. It was about having something dependable when options were limited. So, why don't most people know about it now? Because it doesn't fit modern expectations. It's subtle. It doesn't announce itself. And it requires knowledge, not packaging. As medicine became centralized, plants like Yarrow faded into folklore instead of staying in common use. But think of Yarrow like this. It's like carrying calm into chaos, a plant that reminds you the body already knows how to protect itself. Sometimes it just needs a little help. Number 3. Chamomile, often called a nervous system whisperer. For thousands of years, chamomile wasn't seen as a cure. It was seen as a signal. When people felt restless, tense, unsettled, or worn thin, this was the plant they turned to. Ancient Egyptians revered it. European families passed it down. Grandparents offered it not with instructions, but reassurance. Modern research suggests chamomile contains compounds that may help support relaxation and ease mild discomfort by interacting with the body's natural calming pathways. Nothing forceful, nothing aggressive, just gentle nudging. Here's why it works. Chamomile doesn't push the body into change. It creates conditions where the body can settle itself. Cause leads to effect. Calm invites balance. Traditionally, people use it as a simple infusion, often in the evening, often in silence. It wasn't rushed. It was part of slowing down, not fixing something instantly. So why was it forgotten? Because calm doesn't sell well. Fast relief does. And in a world built around stimulation, a plant that works quietly gets overlooked. Think of chamomile like this. It's like dimming the lights instead of flipping the power off. A reminder that sometimes the most powerful support is the gentlest one. And the next plant takes that quiet strength and applies it somewhere far more physical. Number 4. Ginger, often called the stomach shield. For centuries, sailors, travelers, and ancient merchants relied on ginger to calm uneasy stomachs, aid digestion, and help the body cope with long journeys. In Asia, it was a staple in kitchens and medicine cabinets alike. Farmers and explorers carried it not because it was exotic, but because it worked. Modern research shows that ginger contains compounds that may help soothe mild digestive discomfort and support the body's natural digestive rhythm. It's subtle, safe, and reliable, no hype needed. Here's why it works. Ginger helps the digestive system move efficiently and can gently ease tension in the stomach. Cause leads to effect, simple, natural support. Traditionally, people would chew fresh slices, brew it into tea, or add it to meals. Everyday use, not elaborate rituals. So, why did it fade from common awareness? Because convenience won. Tablets, capsules, and processed foods replaced it, and many forgot that a simple root could do so much. Think of ginger like this. It's like having a natural safety net for your stomach. Quiet, dependable, and always ready when you need it. And the next plant takes that protection from the inside out. Number 5. Garlic, often called a natural defender. Long before pills and prescriptions, people used garlic to support overall wellness. Ancient Egyptians, Roman soldiers, and farmers around the world relied on it daily. It wasn't about flavor alone. It was about protection, resilience, and strength. Modern research suggests that compounds in garlic may help support the body's natural defenses and overall vitality. Nothing miraculous, just a plant whose chemistry aligns with human health. Here's why it works. Garlic contains sulfur compounds that interact with the body, supporting normal functions and helping it respond to everyday stressors. Cause leads to effect, simple and powerful. Traditionally, people would crush it, cook it lightly, or eat it raw for maximum benefit. Easy, practical, and incorporated naturally into meals. So why was it forgotten? Because strong flavors aren't always convenient. Pills and processed alternatives took its place, leaving this everyday powerhouse overlooked. Think of garlic like this. It's like a quiet guardian sitting in your kitchen. Ordinary, overlooked, but always ready to help when you need it. And the next plant moves from internal defense to soothing external pain. Number 6. Aloe vera, often called the skin soother. For thousands of years, people turned to aloe for burns, scrapes, and irritated skin. Ancient Egyptians called it the plant of immortality, and sailors carried it on long voyages to treat sunburns and wounds when no doctor was near. Modern research shows that aloe contains compounds that may help support the skin's natural healing process and soothe irritation. Gentle, safe, and effective. Exactly why it was trusted for centuries. Here's why it works. When applied, aloe forms a protective, moisturizing layer while delivering plant compounds that help calm the area. Cause leads to effect, nothing complicated, just natural support. Traditionally, people would slice open the leaf and apply the gel directly, fresh and simple. No fancy tools, no additives, just what the plant offers. So why was it forgotten? Because convenience replaced it. Bottled gels, creams, and chemical alternatives made people overlook the living plant sitting in plain sight. Think of aloe like this. It's like having a portable first aid kit in your windowsill. Always ready, quietly effective, and completely natural. And the next plant takes that natural healing power and uses it deep inside the body. Number 7. Turmeric, often called the golden healer. For thousands of years, turmeric has been a cornerstone of traditional medicine in India and other parts of Asia. Healers use it to support overall wellness. Farmers use it to keep themselves strong during hard labor, and families added it to food not just for flavor, but for its health-supporting properties. Ancient texts praise it as a natural aid for the body's balance and resilience, a trusted companion in everyday life. Modern research suggests that turmeric contains compounds that may help support the body's natural inflammatory response and overall well-being. It's not a cure-all or instant solution, but it quietly works with the body's systems in subtle ways. Here's why it works. The active compounds in turmeric interact with the body's natural processes to encourage balance. It's gentle, gradual, and cumulative, leading to effect over time. That's why generations of people relied on it daily, not in a rush, but as a consistent natural support. Traditionally, people would use it as a paste, a spice in cooking, or brewed in teas. It was practical, safe, and woven into daily routines, not something exotic or difficult to access. So, why was it forgotten in modern times? Because it doesn't fit the mold of fast, flashy solutions. Capsules, extracts, and synthetic alternatives replaced the living plant in people's routines, and many lost touch with the simple power of turmeric in its natural form. Think of turmeric like this. It's like carrying a golden thread of support through your daily life. Quiet, persistent, and profoundly natural. And the next plant shifts from gentle support to one that wakes up the body in entirely unexpected ways. Number 8. Peppermint, often called the breath of relief. For centuries, peppermint was cherished not just for its flavor, but for its ability to ease discomfort and invigorate the senses. Ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans all recognized its power. Farmers chewed it after long work days. Travelers carried it for comfort, and families brewed it as a calming tea. Its use wasn't fancy or complicated. It was practical, everyday magic. Modern research suggests that peppermint contains compounds that may help support digestion, soothe mild discomfort, and refresh the senses. It's subtle, safe, and reliable, exactly why generations relied on it without question. Here's why it works. Peppermint stimulates receptors that can calm tension and support normal digestive rhythms. Leads to effect naturally. It doesn't force the body. It encourages it to find its own balance. Traditionally, people would chew fresh leaves, steep them into teas, or inhale the aroma for relief. Simple, immediate, and effective. No gadgets, no fuss. So why was it forgotten? Because convenience and synthetic flavorings replaced it. Bottled mint teas and capsules became standard, and a humble leaf was overlooked in favor of easier, more commercial options. Think of peppermint like this. It's like having a natural reset button in your kitchen or garden. Refreshing, soothing, and ready whenever you need it. And the next plant takes that idea of natural reset and amplifies it with surprisingly powerful results. Number 9. Lemon balm, often called a mood lifter. For centuries, lemon balm was treasured for its calming and uplifting properties. Monks in medieval Europe grew it in monastery gardens to support focus and peace. Grandparents brewed it for children who felt anxious or restless, and herbalists used it to bring balance to the body and mind. It wasn't a luxury. It was an everyday tool for well-being. Modern research shows that compounds in lemon balm may help support relaxation, calm mild tension, and improve a sense of mental clarity. Nothing instant or dramatic, just gentle, reliable support. Here's why it works. Lemon balm interacts with the body's natural calming pathways, helping to soothe without dulling or sedating, cause lead to effect. It creates a quiet space for the mind and body to reset. Traditionally, people would steep it into tea, crush fresh leaves into a warm infusion, or even add it to baths. Simple, safe, and part of daily routines. No special knowledge required. So why was it forgotten? Because the subtlety doesn't sell. Fast-acting solutions, capsules, and chemical alternatives overshadowed these gentle plants, leaving lemon balm tucked away in overlooked gardens. Think of lemon balm like this. It's like having a calm pocket of sunlight you can carry with you. Quiet, soothing, and always ready to lift your day. And the next plant takes that calm and turns it into quiet strength for the body's defenses. Number 10. Echinacea, often called the immune booster of the wild. For centuries, Native Americans relied on Echinacea to support their bodies during illness or seasonal challenges. They didn't have hospitals or pharmacies, but they knew which plants helped the body stay resilient. Later, European settlers adopted it, carrying it into frontier homes where medical help was often miles away. Modern research suggests that Echinacea contains compounds that may help support the body's natural defense systems. While it's not a miracle cure, people report feeling more resilient when using it traditionally and consistently. Here's why it works. Echinacea interacts with the body's natural processes, helping it respond to everyday challenges. Cause leads to effect, a gentle nudge rather than a forced reaction. Traditionally, people would make teas, tinctures, or chew the roots. Practical, safe, and integrated into daily life when needed. No special equipment required. So why was it forgotten? Because it's wild, slow to grow, and difficult to patent. Modern medicine favors fast, manufactured solutions, leaving this reliable plant in the background. Think of Echinacea like this. It's like having a natural shield growing quietly in the wild. Simple, trusted, and ready whenever you need extra support. And speaking of community support, let's take a moment here. If you found any of these plants fascinating so far, consider sharing this knowledge. Maybe someone in your family or neighborhood will discover the same hidden power. It's not about subscribing to a channel. It's about keeping these ancient secrets alive. The next plant on our list takes that support even deeper, straight to the heart of the body's energy and balance. Number 11. Holy basil, often called the adaptogen of ancient wisdom. For thousands of years, holy basil, or tulsi as it's called in India, was revered not just as a plant, but as a sacred ally. Families brewed it daily to support resilience, balance, and overall vitality. Soldiers carried it on long campaigns, and healers recommended it to help the body cope with stress and daily challenges. Modern research suggests that holy basil contains compounds that may help support the body's natural response to everyday stressors. It doesn't fix anything instantly. It works gently, quietly, and over time. Here's why it works. Holy basil helps the body adapt to stress by supporting natural processes, so energy and balance are maintained. Cause leads to effect, the plant encourages the body to find its own equilibrium. Traditionally, people steeped the leaves in teas, chewed fresh leaves, or added it to meals. It was simple, consistent, and woven into daily life, not a dramatic treatment, just steady support. So why was it forgotten? Because its benefits aren't flashy. Modern life favors fast results, pills, and packaged supplements. A quiet, humble leaf doesn't compete with marketing campaigns. Think of holy basil like this. It's like having a steady anchor in the storm, subtle, reliable, and deeply supportive. And the next plant on our list doesn't just support. It invigorates, surprises, and in some cultures was considered almost magical. Number 12. Ginseng, often called the root of endurance. For thousands of years, ginseng has been prized across Asia, especially in China and Korea, as a plant that supports energy, stamina, and resilience. Farmers, soldiers, and scholars all turn to it, not as a quick fix, but as a daily ally for long-term vitality. It was considered so valuable that it was carefully cultivated and even guarded in certain regions. Modern research shows that ginseng contains compounds that may help support the body's natural energy and overall resilience. It's subtle, gradual, and works by helping the body maintain balance, rather than forcing sudden changes. Here's why it works. Ginseng interacts with the body's systems to help sustain energy and support natural functions. Cause leads to effect. It doesn't push, it assists. Over time, people felt steadier and more resilient. Traditionally, roots were sliced, brewed into teas, or chewed directly. Simple, natural, and part of daily life. So why was it forgotten? Because cultivating it takes patience. Pills, powders, and synthetic alternatives replaced the living root, and many lost touch with its quiet power. Think of ginseng like this. It's like having a hidden reserve of energy tucked away in the soil, patient, reliable, and ready when life demands endurance. And the next plant on our list takes natural endurance and pairs it with protection in the most unexpected way. Number 13. Hawthorn, often called the heart's quiet guardian. For centuries, hawthorn berries and leaves were used by European and Asian healers to support heart health and circulation. Farmers, villagers, and herbalists trusted it daily, incorporating it into teas, tonics, and meals. Its reputation wasn't built on hype. It was earned through generations of careful observation and practical use. Modern research shows that hawthorn contains compounds that may help support healthy circulation and overall cardiovascular function. It works subtly, supporting the body systems rather than forcing change. Here's why it works. Hawthorn gently supports the heart and blood vessels, helping them maintain balance and resilience. Cause leads to effect, the plant encourages natural stability. Traditionally, people made teas from the berries, tinctures from the leaves, or added them to food. Simple, safe, and woven into daily life without fanfare. So why was it forgotten? Because heart health became dominated by pharmaceuticals and processed supplements. A humble berry couldn't compete with branded pills or aggressive marketing. Think of hawthorn like this. It's like having a steady, silent guardian for your heart, reliable, patient, and quietly protective. And the next plant we'll cover isn't just protective. It's surprisingly versatile, a true multitasker in the plant world. Number 14. Nettle, often called the backyard powerhouse. For centuries, nettle was used by farmers, herbalists, and rural families as a source of nutrition and wellness. Its leaves, seeds, and roots all had uses, from supporting joints to providing vital minerals when food was scarce. People didn't think of it as exotic. They thought of it as essential. Modern research suggests that nettle contains compounds that may help support healthy joints, circulation, and overall vitality. It's subtle but consistent, working gently with the body's natural systems. Here's why it works. Nettle is packed with vitamins, minerals, and bioactive compounds. Cause leads to effect. It nourishes and supports the body without overstimulation. Traditionally, people steamed the leaves into teas, added them to soups, or cooked them like spinach. Simple, practical, and safe. So why was it forgotten? Because it stings. And once supermarkets offered prettier vegetables and supplements, this prickly powerhouse was pushed aside, despite its reliability. Think of nettle like this. It's like having a hidden garden of strength in your backyard, a plant that works quietly, patiently, and effectively. And now, we're moving into the last few plants, where the surprises get even bigger, including the one we tease in the hook. Number 15. Morina, often called the miracle tree of life. This is a plant we teased earlier, and for good reason. For centuries, morina leaves, seeds, and pods have been used across Africa and Asia to support nutrition, vitality, and overall resilience. In communities where food scarcity was a reality, morina wasn't just medicine. It was life itself. Families relied on it daily. Soldiers carried it on long journeys, and healers valued it above almost any other plant. Modern research suggests that morina contains a unique combination of vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that may help support overall wellness. While it's not a cure-all, people consistently report feeling nourished and energized when using it as part of daily life. Here's why it works. Morina is densely packed with nutrients that the body can absorb easily, supporting multiple systems at once. Cause leads to effect. Nourishment strengthens resilience. Naturally. Traditionally, people would cook the leaves, grind the seeds into powders, or eat the pods fresh. It was versatile, practical, and always available, a plant for both everyday use and emergency situations. So why was it forgotten? Because it grows in regions considered remote by global standards, and it couldn't be patented or packaged for profit. Convenience replaced wisdom, leaving Morina overlooked by most modern households. Think of Morina like this. It's like carrying a whole garden of vitality in a single tree, a quiet powerhouse that nourishes body and mind. And coming next, number 16 takes this hidden power and applies it in an entirely unexpected, almost shocking way. Number 16, cayenne pepper, often called a fire in the veins. For centuries, indigenous peoples in the Americas and traditional healers across the world used cayenne to invigorate the body, support circulation, and stimulate energy. It wasn't just a spice. It was a trusted ally for farmers, travelers, and anyone needing a quick boost or relief from discomfort. Modern research suggests that cayenne contains compounds, like capsaicin, that may help support circulation, digestion, and even the body's natural alertness. Nothing extreme, just a natural stimulant that gently nudges systems into balance. Here's why it works. Cayenne encourages blood flow, warms the body, and can support natural metabolic processes. Cause leads to effect, a simple, fiery nudge that awakens and energizes. Traditionally, people added small amounts to food, made infusions, or even used topical preparations for joint or muscle comfort. Practical, versatile, and surprisingly powerful for such a common plant. So why was it forgotten? Because spicy isn't always seen as medicine. Modern convenience and bland. Processed foods replace this natural energizer, hiding a powerhouse in plain sight. Think of cayenne like this. It's like flipping a natural switch inside the body, subtle, invigorating, and impossible to ignore once you know its power. Number 17. Ashwagandha, often called the stress warrior. For thousands of years in India, ashwagandha was treasured as a plant that helped people adapt to challenges, maintain energy, and support overall balance. Soldiers, scholars, and farmers all relied on it, not for instant fixes, but for steady, long-term resilience. Ayurvedic healers considered it a cornerstone for wellness, calling it a strength giver that quietly worked beneath the surface. Modern research suggests that compounds in ashwagandha may help support the body's natural response to everyday stressors, energy levels, and overall balance. It doesn't force change. It works gradually, encouraging the body to find its own equilibrium. Here's why it works. Ashwagandha interacts with the nervous and endocrine systems, helping the body cope with tension and maintain vitality. Cause leads to effect, steady support for the mind and body, day after day. Traditionally, people ground the roots into powders, brewed them into teas, or combined them with milk or honey. Simple, safe, and consistent use over time was the key. So why was it forgotten? Because modern life favors quick fixes and flashy supplements. The quiet, patient work of ashwagandha doesn't make headlines, so it slipped into obscurity despite its proven historical value. Think of ashwagandha like this. It's like having a wise, invisible coach in your daily routine, building resilience quietly, steadily, and naturally. And now, number 18, the plant that perfectly ties together everything we've explored so far, the ultimate reminder of nature's wisdom. Number 18, licorice root, often called the ultimate harmonizer. For thousands of years, licorice root has been prized across China, Egypt, and Europe for its remarkable versatility. Healers use it to support digestion, soothe the throat, and bring balance to the body systems. It wasn't just medicine for a single problem. It was a plant that worked across multiple areas, quietly supporting health, energy, and resilience all at once. Modern research suggests that licorice contains compounds that may help support digestive comfort, respiratory ease, and overall balance. Nothing extreme or miraculous, just gentle, multifaceted support that humans have relied on for centuries. Here's why it works. Licorice interacts with several of the body systems, helping them maintain harmony and function efficiently. Cause leads to effect, subtle, cumulative, and naturally supportive. Traditionally, people chewed the root, brewed teas, or use it as a flavoring in small doses. Practical, safe, and woven seamlessly into daily life. So why was it forgotten? Because modern medicine and mass-market products prefer single-purpose solutions. Licorice does many things at once, which doesn't fit neatly into a pill or a patent. Its versatility made it invisible to the market, even though it was invaluable in practice. Think of licorice root like this. It's like having a quiet conductor orchestrating harmony in your body, unseen, understated, and profoundly effective. And that brings us full circle. What if I told you that all these plants, from the humble plantain to the versatile licorice root, show that nature's pharmacy was always around us? That wisdom from centuries ago still has the power to support, nourish, and protect us, if we only remember it. Which one surprised you the most? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if you enjoyed exploring these ancient secrets, stay connected, subscribe, and let's keep rediscovering the incredible knowledge that's been hiding in plain sight.